Konnichiwa mga kababayan! Please join me as I explore Yurakucho and the high-end areas of Ginza and Hibiya. Ano nga ba makikita natin doon? But before we go there, dun sa mga mayayamang lugar na yon, let's explore first what we can see here in Yurakucho. Dito, sa ilalim ng tren. Oo, mismo, right below the train tracks of Yamanote Line and Keihin-Tohoku Line, you will find masasarap na ramen house and literally under the bridge, watering hole, mga bars, inuman, right here in Yurakucho Station. Subukan natin tingnan. This area is very close to Ginza, the posh Ginza. And, you know, since marami dito mga nagtatrabaho sa mga company sa Ginza and Hibiya, malamang makikita mo dito sa mga bars dito ay mga salarymen. But the old feel of Japan has been maintained. Perhaps some of these bars are centuries old already. At pag nandito ka, mararamdaman mo yung Japan before the so-called economic bubble. Nung medyo ang mga bars sa Japan ay hindi pa masyadong high-end. Makikita mo dito yun. Just take a look at those pictures. Diba? Very nostalgic ang feeling, but here you can find one of the best ramen in the whole of Tokyo. Susubukan natin yan sa mga susunod na vlogs. Magiinuman tayo dito sa mga bars na to. Pero ngayon, lakad-lakad lang muna tayo. Silip-silip lang muna tayo sa mga bars na yan. Tingnan natin po yung mga nakakatakam sa kanila. Pasukin natin ng mga sulok-sulok na yan. Tingnan mo. Mukha bang Japan yan? O Quiapo? Para ka lang pumapasok sa Lagos Nilad yan eh. Eh di may hamak na mas maganda pa ang Lagos Nilad ngayon. Pero ito po ay nasa heart of Tokyo because this is in Ginza, in Yurakucho, and very close to Hibiya Park. Ito po yung Yurakucho Station. Ang tren na dumadaan na yan ay Keihin-Tohoku Line. Alright? Napunta tayo sa Hibiya. Nakikita natin ang Hibiya ay isang napaka-high-end na lugar. This is Hibiya Park. This park is one of the biggest in Tokyo, one of the oldest, and one of the most visited. Pero nandito ako ngayon, hindi dahil sa history ng Tokyo o ng Hibiya, kundi dahil kay Dr. Jose Rizal. Yes, dito po sa Hibiya Park, dito sa Tokyo, matatagpuan ang isa sa mga estatwa ni Jose Rizal. At ito ay itinayo dito matagal na. Pero I think not every Pinoy who's here in Japan knows about this. So it's high time for us to get to know Rizal in Tokyo. This is the bust statue of the Philippine national hero Jose Rizal here in Hibiya, Tokyo. It says here that Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines and he stayed here in 1888 at Tokyo Hotel, which used to be located on this side. So for our national hero Jose Rizal to be given a special place here in Hibiya, Hibiya is located here in central Tokyo and Hibiya Park is one of the major parks here in Tokyo. So for Rizal to be given a special place here in this park, it means a lot. It also says a lot about the Philippine-Japanese relations. So, if you happen to be here in Tokyo, or if you happen to visit Tokyo, please come to Hibiya and you might want to pay a special respects to our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, which has been duly recognized here in this park. Oh, yun naman pala eh. So, tapos na ba tayo? Teka. Hindi pa po. May isa pa pong Pinoy dito sa Hibiya Park. Katabi lang ng library building na ito ay isa pang Pinoy, si dating Pangulong Elpidio Quirino. This is the special marker erected in honor of President Elpidio Quirino here in Hibiya Park here in Japan. So it says here that this special marker was erected here in Hibiya Park in 2013 when the Emperor and the Empress of Japan visited the Philippines, also in commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the normalization of the Japanese and the Philippine diplomatic relations. So makikita natin na this special commemorative marker symbolizes the love that exists, the peace that exists between the Japanese people and the Filipinos. I think this also symbolizes the reason why the Japanese and the Filipinos don't really hate each other that much. It's a fact that the Philippines was also ravaged by war, and if you're talking about comfort women, there were also a lot of comfort women that were victimized in the Philippines. But despite that, at present, Japan and the Philippines have good relations, as opposed to Japan's relations with its neighboring East Asian nations. I think the Philippines and Japan have better diplomatic relations all throughout this year after the war. I think the underlying value here is forgiveness. Ex-President Elpidio Quirino, despite having experienced trauma during the war, he lost his wife and children in the war, killed by the Japanese soldiers. But despite that, he was able to move past pain and hatred and anger, and he pardoned the hundreds of Japanese war criminals that were detained in Muntinlupa in the 1950s. And it was not a conditional pardon, it was really a total pardon. So that's why the Japanese government, the Japanese people have always been appreciative of that, and they commemorate that momentous event that would seal the good relationships between Japan and the Philippines. And so this marker has been erected in 2013. I see. Maraming salamat sa information. So ngayon kuya, kota ka na ba? Teka, mukhang hindi pa. Here's another surprise here in Ginza. Let's take a look at the surprise. Kilala niyo ba yan? Oh no! It's Gojira! This is a new statue of Gojira, and it's here in Ginza. So as you can see, Ginza is really high-end, and this statue of Gojira stands in front of the Toho Cinema. The Toho Cinema is the owner of the Gojira franchise. So here we are again in Yurakucho. Let's take a last look at the old Tokyo before we say goodbye and head back home or else. Alright, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po sa panonood. Yo, Japan! Oops, teka. May bonus ako sa inyo. Ito po. Sino ba yan? Clue. Sa Shibuya siya. Sino yan? Si Hachiko. Yan po si Digital Hachiko. Cute niya, diba? Para sa'yo lang yan. Ayan, nawala tuloy. So, in one of the newest buildings in Shibuya, you can have this. You can enjoy this show for free. And it's very relaxing in this room. Isa po siyang room, isang hall, kung saan pwede kang tumambay. Ay na ulit siya, bumalik na siya. At panoorin. Ito nga po si Hachiko. Ito po siya. So, oh yeah, relax na. Tara na. Uwian na. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.